We have one last segment that I kind of want to preview here. It's called Buy or Sell. You know, it's funny. You're talking about touchdowns, and we have 6 questions for all of us to answer. And I kind of want to see where we fall on the spectrum here with this. So we'll start with you, Craig. Then we'll go to Sam, Hank, and then myself. The first topic is, so as we all know, we're very happy to say, not really, Evan Engram leads the team with 2 touchdown catches on the season. Will he still lead the team in touchdown catches by the season's end? Craig, buy or sell?
Sell. You're getting all your playmakers back. The fans are going to go crazy if you don't throw the ball to Toney. They're going to lose their mind. I mean, I can't see it any other way.
I literally have the same exact thing written down. I have sell and then playmakers, because there's a lot of people on this team. And while Toney and Golladay both have not scored a touchdown yet, I have a feeling they will soon. And I just don't see Engram being able to catch enough balls to make it to that.
Hank, what do you
got?
The
real question I have is he going to be the tight end that has the most touchdowns on the squad this year? So, yeah, I'm going to say sell.
Yeah, spoiler alert, we all predicted Rudolph would have more touchdowns than Engram before the season started. Right now, we're down 2-1 in that department, but I'm going sell as well. I think it's going to be either a guy like Shepard or Golladay or somebody eventually is going to come out and steal that title away from him. So clean sweep for the first one. Very impressive. I think we're going to have some splits here coming up, though. The second topic, Kenny Golladay will score his first touchdown as a Giant before Kadarius Toney. Craig, buy or sell?
Selling, because Toney is all about yak, yards after the catch, where Golladay is a possession receiver. So, and down at the end zone, we're more likely to throw to an Engram or Rudolph before we throw it to Golladay. Golladay to me is a 30 to 30 guy, 30-yard line to the 30-yard line. He's catching longer passes, first down patches, contested passes, but there's no yak. Where I may hit Toney at the 15-yard line, and he does that whole joystick thing, and he runs in for a touchdown.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I'm also going to say sell. And I know that Toney's receptions was way down this past week, and they were even asking about him in the press conference. But I say after you ask him about it, all of a sudden he's going to get hit left and right. So I'm going to go with Toney's going to get that before Golladay.
You know what? I'm going to be the first deviant here. I'm going to say buy. I think eventually, if the Giants are getting to the red zone, I think Golladay is going to be a guy that you want to rely on. I mean, last I checked, wasn't that the reason we signed Golladay in the first place? No?
Contested balls, 50-50 balls.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I just have a weird feeling it's going to be Golladay, but also I'm saying that because I kind of wanted to be the first deviant in this little segment. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did it because I was, and I'm selling this one. I think it's going to be Kadarius Toney. Pretty much everything Craig and Sam just said, they aligned it perfectly. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Golladay, though, but if I had to put money on it, I'd put Kadarius Toney, which leads us to our third topic. Leonard Williams, who is currently tied for the team lead with 5.5 sacks with our good friend Aziz, will finish the season as the Giants' leading sack getter for the second straight year. Buy or sell for Leonard Williams ending the season as the sack leader?
Oof. Damn, that's a good question. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna say, man, can they be a tie? All right.
Then we'd have to sell, right?
Yeah. All right. So, I'm gonna go sell only because Leonard Williams is getting a lot. He's hitting a lot of double teams, and you're playing against some really good lines coming up with Dallas and Washington. I think it's close. I can see Leonard having 10 sacks and Ojulari having 12. I can see Ojulari having 10 and Leonard having 9. It won't be a runaway. So I'm gonna have to go that route because I think that Ojulari's being underestimated by a lot of offensive tackles, right? Because they're like, it's a rookie, big deal,
Yeah.
and he's around the ball, where they know who Leonard Williams is, and he's getting double teamed. And when you watch the All 22, I mean, he's gotten double teamed. He's getting chipped from a tight end. Like, you can almost see he's getting tired of getting double teamed because sometimes he looks like, I don't want to say he takes a play off, but he's not in the play, because he's just being, pushed around and you run out of gas after a while. So I'm gonna have to go with the sell.
I will deviate. I will say bye because of how well he's been playing the past few weeks. But I know that the three of us did talk about how Ojulari would have like 10 sacks on the season by the end of the year. And I can definitely still see that happening. But I don't know. Williams has really been just pretty solid lately. And while defenses do know him, I have a feeling that he is a little bit more seasoned and Ojulari still is a rookie. So I am going to go with bye.
See, this is a tough question because, again, I think, Craig, you made a lot of great points. Like, I think Ojulari will probably have the benefit of not being double-teamed as much. But at the end of the day, it's a rookie getting 5.5 sacks alone is impressive enough. But with that being said, Leonard Williams, I got to go with the hot hand here. So, therefore, bye. It ain't no lie.
So I'm also
like that, Sam.
I'm also going to buy this one only because I've seen the way they use Leonard Williams. You could play him at the 0 tech, you could play him at the 3 tech or the 4i, the 5 tech as well. So I think you move him around, try to get away from some of those double teams. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Ojulari. I think we're talking like maybe a half a sack, 1 sack difference here, guys. So I'm going to go by, but I don't say that with a whole lot of confidence. And we'll get to our 4th point here. We have this one and then 2 more. Nate Solder, who we all love, one of the best free agent signings of all time. Wink, wink. Will start at right tackle for the remainder of the season. Craig, buy or sell?
I'm selling that. He's done. The minute they get Thomas and Pert together, they both start. He has been Joe Judge. I interviewed Paul Dottino, and Paul, very close to the team, told me that Joe Judge called Solder and said, please come back. We can depend on you. We trust you. We know you know the system. We believe in your work ethic, and they brought him back. And he said, hey, look, the head coach called me to come back. I'm coming back. He's got a hard life. He's got a lot of family issues with his little guys, which is hard, but I can't see it happening if you have a healthy Pert and a healthy Thomas.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Craig. I had the same thing there, and once Andrew Thomas returns, I mean, he was just doing so great before he got injured. Like, we were all so proud of him. Like, he really, in that offseason, performed so well. So I'm going to have to say the same thing.
Yeah, that is a very hard sell for me as well. I think, again, the only reason he's even at this position, I think, like you said, the Joe Judge phone call. He has a relationship with Joe Judge with the Patriots, too, before that. So I think
of course, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think he's going to be supplanted by the better offensive lineman over the course of the season. I can't see him starting at right tackle the remainder of the season. I don't even know if he's going to be back next year, to be honest with you. That's a whole different discussion, so sell.
No, don't say it. He better not come back next year.
He's gonna.
No, he's not.
No, he is.
No.
Say it,
We'll
Tom.
see.
Say it.
They could save a lot of money if they cut him next year, I'm pretty sure. I think this year was the issue. I didn't look into the statistics.
His dead cap money was enormous this year.
Yeah, which it made sense to keep him this year. But anyway, based off the financial view of it, I'm going to go sell as well, although the Giants' way would be to start Solder for the rest of the season. I think if you want to save your jobs, guys, throw in Matt Pert. He's been playing a lot of left tackle as of late, and you want this kid to develop. Andrew Thomas sucked for the first 8 weeks of his rookie year and got a lot better. Matt Pert's going to go through those same pains because he didn't play much last year. He was part of a rotation. And now the full-time starting role that he's in because of the Thomas injury, well, he's not going to look good going up against these elite edge rushers like a Max Crosby last week. I mean, or Yannick Ngakoue, whoever you're going up against, it's going to take time with these offensive linemen and tackles especially. They're a lot harder to find than guards. So we already know what we have in Solar. We don't fully know what we have in Matt Pert yet, so we got to find that one out. So I'm going to sell as well. No pun intended. We have two more, Craig, before we let you go here. We do appreciate your time, of course, joining us here tonight. Lorenzo Carter, his time as a Giant is coming to an end. Buy or sell. He is on a contract year.
Buying that 1,000%. He's got to go. He's if you watched him play, in college, he used to kind of do the same thing. He was very streaky and he would disappear. People bought, okay, we can all say that he started off last year pretty good, right? He had a couple sacks and then he tore his Achilles. I've never been listen, as you said before, Tom, he's probably a really nice guy. They said he's got a real great sense of humor, and this is not anything about the character of the human being. I don't see him as a player. He kind of takes up space. He doesn't really do what you need. Okay, I'm not going to drone on, but I'll just say you should watch some of the film. 4 years in the league, his first step is to step down inside and get swallowed up by the tackle. He still doesn't step out and upfield to set the edge and turn everything back inside. As an outside linebacker, that's your number one job is to set the edge. And your footwork is always to step out and up the field so you can turn everything inside. You watch the tape, he's constantly stepping down inside and getting swallowed up by the tackle. 4 years in the league, you can't do it, man. You're depending on it. You watch the Dallas game. Ezekiel Elliott just running around him because he's nowhere to be found. 4 years in the league, he's not technical and his foundation is still not there. So I gotta buy that 100% that he's gone. I can't see it.
Yeah, agreed. Buy. There's a new generation of players up and coming that are better and can fill that slot. So I'm going buy.
Yeah, I think this was one of the easier choices on this list. That's definitely a buy.
This is the easiest one for me. I'm buying it. I don't think he's coming back. I think Jimenez will come back because he has 1 year left on his deal, but I think he'll be gone after that as well. Last one. Daniel Jones will finish the year having started all 17 games, which would be the first time he started all the games in a season in his young 3-year career. Craig, he's halfway there. Buy or sell?
He's made it through all these games this entire year.
Yeah, he had the concussion, but he technically never missed a start.
Okay, so you're talking about not playing the. You're saying start as in take the snap. Yeah, I'm buying it. I like the way they're using him. They're definitely he's learned this. He's been sliding more. He's been going out of bounds more. I think he's more cognizant of the team needs him to be healthy. So it feels good to me. I'm going to go with the buy.
I'm going to go buy too, except he does make me very nervous whenever he takes off because he's like a big old green bean, and I think that he's just going to get snapped in half. But I'm going to go buy because he
green bean.
He is. He's a big, tall green bean. He's this lanky board that's just like a car salesman flowy thing.
Oh, I love it. Sam, it's so fun. It's great.
I love Daniel Jones. But yeah, so I'm going buy. I think that he's going to be able to make it through the rest of the season.
Okay.
Now, this may have been the hardest one on the list for me.
Really?
As much as I want to say buy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes the season starting every single game. I really wouldn't. My issue is the same as Sam's. Every time he runs, I'm always like, no, please don't get hurt, because we know how quarterbacks can be when they have a tendency to run the ball. They can get hurt. You never know when there's some 270, 300-pound lineman running over there and he could Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to say sell, but I take no pleasure in saying that whatsoever. I hope you guys know that.
I'm going to say buy. I disagree with you, Hank, which doesn't happen often. I think he's going to start learning how to slide a little better, we hope. And with Andrew Thomas coming back, there's another pillar of protection in front of him that will help him stay upright. And that's the biggest key, is protecting his blind side to make sure he doesn't take any distinctive hits. So I'm going to go buy. But, yeah, that wraps up our buy or sell segment. And Brian McArdle just asked this comment. As a Bucks fan, I found the best prescription for not winning 8 games a season is signing Tom Brady. Have you guys tried that yet?
We can try, Brian. I mean,
Why?
I don't know if it'll work.
We don't lose to Tom Brady, so I ain't sweating that.
Craig, a little backlog. Brian kind of like pops in one comment every show, and he's predicted all 3 Giant wins this season so far. And
except last week.
Well, he did that because we all picked the Giants, and if it was a clean sweep, it wouldn't have happened. But you're right. I'm just trying to make Brian look a little better. I have to work with the guy tomorrow morning, so I got to show him a little love there.
Fair enough.
But Craig, we want to thank you so much for coming on. This has been a blast. Really appreciate your time, and if you can plug your podcast again one more time, plug your website, New York Giants Rush, and where people can find it.
NY Giants Rush is the website. You can find everything you want there. We're known for our interviews. So we usually interview one former Giant player a month. But if you don't go to the website, the podcast is called The Giants Guys. You can get that on YouTube, Spotify, Google, Apple, any of your podcast channels. You can follow my team there. There's a good 5 or 6 different guys there you can follow. But if you're looking for it, you can always go to NY Giants Rush and go to the interview section. There's all the players there that we're interviewing. And I guess if you're giving me a chance to plug, we will be interviewing David Deal in the next 2 weeks. So that's our next guy up. That's just really exciting. So, and thanks for the time. You guys are great, especially now when I see Sam, I'm just going to do your So, I appreciate the time. You guys are great, and appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for coming.
Deal. I love that guy.
That's awesome. By the way, I have to ask.
Sure.
Is that Rodney Hampton and Carl Banks in the background on those Giant pictures?
Yeah, Banks is here.
Yep.
Rodney's there. That's me coaching flag, and that's me at Yankee Stadium with my son.
Love that.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, one thing that's cool about the job you guys already know is you kind of get the friendly with these players, and Carl's just taken a really cool liking to us over the years. So he gives me starter jackets to give away. He gives me pictures. Like, I don't know. He's just a really cool cat for the Giants, environment or the, the, I don't know what you want to call it, the group, like are just, the fan base. He's just a very good advocate for Giants fans. So yes, Rodney's up there, Carl's over there. But you know what, Hank? I have somewhere. I also have Joe Morris and Otis Anderson. I just haven't found a spot for him yet. I gotta hang them up.
That's sick. And I was gonna say I love watching the old school clips of Giants football. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching the current team every Sunday, but as Tom knows, I'm a very big fan of the classic 80s Giants in the 90s.
Yeah, man.
Really round.
Listen, when you look at those old teams, man, nothing better than we hate how Tiki ended his career. I mean, he was, 10,000 yards, could have been a Hall of Fame guy, and then he blew himself up. Outside of Tiki, man, Rodney was the best. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Love Rodney Hampton.
Yeah. So yes, Carl and Rodney are up there. He's the original 27, Hank. He's the original 27.
I love it.
Not Ron Dane, not Jacobs, none of those guys. That's the original 27.
That's great.
That's because he wore 7 in college.
That's very clever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Georgia.
Yeah, that's another Georgia guy. We've had some good luck with Georgia players as of late, except DeAndre Baker. We'll throw him to the curb. But anyway, on that note, wow, that was bad. Craig, wanted to thank you so much for your time tonight. And folks, if you're watching, make sure to go check out New York Giants Rush and the Giants guys as well if you want to find their podcast. Craig, have a good one.
Nope. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are great at what you do.
Thank you. You
Thank
as
you.
well. Talk soon. We'll keep in touch.